Hi, Anna. Us together for like a minute. You're still on mute though. Okay, now you're off mute. Okay. I can hear you though. Sorry, say something.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Did I get the wrong meeting? Did you, Maurice, were you in the other one? Is that what happened?
I was, yeah.
There's people arriving now. Okay. I think I closed the other one by accident.
Yeah, there was.
But you used the same link, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Right. Let me just see. Let people come in. Hello. Meetings. Fast train. Registration. Let's get automatically approve. Okay, welcome everyone. Put your feet on the ground, take a breath. And we'll be together for, well, however long you want to stay, but a couple of hours. And so consider, if you just tune into your body right now, what you're noticing and what your attention attending to. And then what you would like to have happen during this time together. And that can be specific or it can be more general. Okay. And then when you're ready, gently open your eyes. And I think I've seen everyone here before, so should we just jump in? Welcome back. Yeah, let's have a little check-in, see how people are doing, see what's what, and we'll go from there. How about that? Especially returning people. It'd be nice to hear how things are and where you're at. Yeah, Denise.
I'm just kind of struggling with an issue or relationship right now that I like to problem solve a little bit.
Okay, absolutely. So you just take a breath just for a moment, having said that. And just allow that to settle for a moment. And I'll just go around and do a little bit of a check-in with a few people. And maybe we'll come back to that. Yeah. Okay. Who else? Just hi, Carl. Just doing a check-in. Come on, a couple of words from everyone. This is usually the who wants to, and then people go quiet and you go, who's willing to? That usually gets it. Yes.
Yeah, I think is it 3 or 4 weeks since we've been here. So yeah, I think the work that I did has made a difference. So things move slowly and not at the pace that I was expecting, but in terms of the coaching, making progress.
Very good.
So
any without only sharing what you want to share, but any specifics, anything what you've noticed?
I think the coach that I'm working with is we've kind of discovered that we're very, very different. And I think we've talked about that, and that's made a difference. I think that's brought a lot of clarity.
Okay, that's good.
You know, we described it. He's the guy who gets the thing from IKEA and starts putting it together. So I'm the guy who sits down and reads the instructions first.
I see.
So he's always wondering, like, you haven't done anything, like what's wrong, and I'm saying, like, you're just going straight into things.
We're rushing into things. Yeah.
running in without planning or having a strategy.
Yeah.
So I
very
think
good.
we've talked about that, and yeah. So yeah, that's definitely moving in the right direction.
Very good. All right.
Yeah, I suppose I was doing some work today now on something else, and I was thinking when I was coming on, what was I gonna say? So I do get bogged down in the weeds of things a lot.
Right.
Stuck on things like domain names and
In
things.
the old days, this would be I can't start my business because I haven't done my business card kind of thing. It's taken me.
And then even choosing the colors for the business card.
That's right. Yes. Which I've been doing for the last 4 months, that kind of thing. All right, we can definitely talk about that, about this balance between planning versus jumping in. Yeah. All right. Let's just have 1 or 2 quick check-ins, and then I'll come back to Denise and we can do a bit of work on that. Yes, Patricia or Carl.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you unmuted in order to say something.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Patricia.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can say something then. Doing okay. Overall, a little better than earlier on. And just noticing a lot of fear given the environment in terms of what's going on in the country, and just wanted to, if there's time, address that maybe in
Sure.
terms of me traveling, leaving the country, just what comes up for me with that type of thing.
Sure.
And so that's an underlying current. And that's it. But on
Yeah.
the whole, there's just how to stay grounded.
Yeah.
Within me. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. We can definitely do something on that. And that really does tap into, we do our individual healing and it supports the collective healing. This is how I look at it. Yeah. But if we try and do the collective healing, I think we get overwhelmed. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. We'll come back to that. Definitely. And yes, Carl, Melanie.
Yeah, I can definitely echo Patricia's sentiment. The burning trash fire that is our government is it's a stress thing for us, and for me in particular. I have completed an incredible roster of medical tests recently, and they can't find anything wrong, but I am showing all the outward signs of hypertension and pulmonary distress and things like this. But, there's nothing. They cannot find a single positive thing. The acupuncturist can look at my lung meridians and talk about strengthening those. But really, it seems to be my body's decided to manifest its anxiety specifically to one part of my chest. And that's just never happened to me my entire life. So, yeah, I'd like to find some way to move through that.
Okay. Yeah. Just take a breath. Because whenever we're trying to sort anything, the first instance is addressing the top level emotion about the feeling. So this is always, because this is, if you like, the most available thing to work with at the beginning, rather than content. So if you treat it as a system, in the Western world, we go, what is the cause? And we keep trying to go underneath. And the other way, systemically, you can go, well, let's just address the most first immediate thing arising initially and work from there. And sometimes that's a more effective methodology. So yeah, happy to kind of take a look, see if we can get some movement on that as well. Yeah. All right. And Melanie, did you unmute? Were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, yeah, I've been working on integrating body, mind, and spirit for the past pretty intensively for the past year and so. And I feel like I have made tremendous progress in the sense that I feel way more comfortable in my skin, and I can trust. I feel like I'm trusting myself just to allow the breadcrumbs, as it were, to guide me, you know, with this integrated system. I don't have to overthink it or respond in fear, as apparently I don't need that as much. So
Right.
I'm very grateful for that. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome. I've really seen with you, it's a bit of a paradox, but the more we relax our attachment to positive states and not wanting negative states, the more equanimity we have. Because if we feel bad about feeling bad, that loops that one. And if we attach to feeling good and don't like it when we're not there, then we feel worse, right? So these kind of systemic responses. All right. I've seen.
Thank you very much for your help with that. It's been really, well, I'm just very grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah. All right. Denise, Elizabeth, do you want to say anything at this point?
I'm just checking in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of like Carl, I've had quite a period of health challenges since last year, really. And for the first time ever, I felt my age, which was weird. And, you know, it brought up all the stuff about, oh, golly, can I stay here in this house? And what am I going to have to do? So I was frightened for a while. And suddenly there's some shifts in that, and I feel better than I did. And I no sooner said, oh, think I'm joining the land of the living, than I came down with a COVID variant, which was last week.
Right.
So, but it wasn't as bad as the first time, so that's fine. So that's it. That's really my check-in. I'm kind of better, and I'm not feeling as frightened now. I'm feeling more potent that I can do something about the things I've been worrying about.
Very cool.
So, but I think it's going to be a while. Just, you know, it's bit by bit. Can't do it all at once.
Yeah, and I think this is, I mean, this is where I guess all your years of training kick in, right?
Yep.
Acceptance, presence,
Yeah.
realizing the relative world of form versus our beingness, going into fear but maintaining metacognition while it's happening, and even if it doesn't release immediately, the allowing, and then something liberates, something releases, schemas, meaning making, constructions, literally waking up, mini moments of waking up from being inside of a frame that's arising without having to fight it. So yeah, this is when the rubber meets the road for all of us, when the challenging times.
It sure does. And there were times when none of that worked at all.
Yeah, right. And I think that's the other thing. When I teach all these tools and methods, people go, well, it's not working. Then you do it on the feeling that comes up with the frustration and the helplessness of it not working, right? Or that you don't do anything for a while, because sometimes people have this kind of compulsively have to do something. And then that's the thing, is, can you accept the fact that there's actually nothing we can do about this right now? And even that can bring some relief. The need to not have to change things.
I began to write a book on the power of gentle and slow.
I love it. Yeah, all my stuff is about yin rather than yanging our way through life.
Exactly. That.
Right. Let me just plug this in, and then we'll have a look. Let's see if we can. Right. Denise, are you open to having a look, see what's going on? Oh, you're muted.
You might have to help me kind of frame my issue, but I guess the way I would present it is that, you know, I have an interest and a hobby, which is strong in the field of nutrition and functional medicine. And so I spend a good deal of my time studying that. And it's a little bit of an outgrowth of my special ed background, but you know, it's a little different. So the struggle I'm having with is that I have a family member who is I want to I'm trying to preserve confidentiality, so I'm kind of
Yeah, we almost don't need it, to be honest. I can see there's some emotion there right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have a family member who I just love, and
so before we go on,
Yeah.
let's just see what this thing that's arising now. Right. So you just put your hand on your heart and just breathe for a moment. You're okay. And see if you can allow the emotion bit by bit. Right? Not all at once, because that would be overwhelming. And if you think that your heart, your body is trying to heal, trying to find some resolution in this challenge. And just by bringing some loving, present witnessing before we get into any content. And see if you can just put one hand on your forehead and just soothe your body responses to it. So you're better able to process the emotions coming up. Right? And including all emotions. If there's, I don't want to feel this, if there's anger, if there's helplessness, if there's love, just the entire mix. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you noticing in your body?
Well, I'm calming down a little bit.
Okay. So we'll do this first. Just like I said just now, the thing that's most present in the moment, rather than the root cause. I normally put on a German accent for that, but I'm starting to think that's not socially appropriate. What is the root cause? I was trying to be...
Are you asking me to tell
No,
you
I was
that?
trying to be funny and I didn't get a laugh from you. So...
You're raising the cause issue.
Okay, and just breathe with that little outburst, that little humor or laughter. And really it's that, it's letting yourself, your chest breathe and go. Right. And really what we're doing is, rather than trying to solve a problem from inside the frame, because we tried that, like inside being caught in it, we're just finding a bit of room. Does that make sense? Some space, some room to breathe. Just haven a couple of times. Just so if you put your hands on the top of your shoulders and just slowly stroke down to your elbows. We'll do it 5 times, 3. And make sure the rest of your body's relaxed, 4. And one more, 5. It's almost like preparing the body to be able to process the emotions. Because what it is a systemic disruption loop. So something arises, our body responds to it by contracting, let's say, or defending. And then now that is not a great state in which to process the thing that's arising. You see what I mean? It's like a loop. So we're coming in, just put your hands on your heart again and breathe. And we could actually almost do all of it like this. I will ask you, right? It's almost content free, right? Because sometimes creating the condition that we have to talk through everything. Sometimes we don't know the real thing of what's going on, right? And this way, we just keep addressing what arises.
Actually, I am kind of busy right now, but you know who knows.
Okay. And if you can you just put one hand on the front and one hand on the back of your heart? Just behind. Just in the center of the back. Does that work? Is that okay? There we go. And just attend to the muscles of your back. Let those soften. Okay. All right. So we might stop as we go a little bit and just settle through, but do you want to say a little bit more? And no confidentiality, don't have to break any kind of confidentiality. Don't say anything you don't want to say. You can be vague or abstract. It's okay.
I'm worried about a family member who's sick, who is not pursuing care, and I have a different framework for understanding things than that family member, and that family member doesn't feel heard by me or acknowledged. And I'm struggling because it's been going on for a really long time, and I'm struggling with communicating at all. And I've been trying to validate the other person's perspective, but I can't, I just, it's really hard for me to stand by and watch.
So
And it's just kind of ironic to me that two people in our group here just talked about medical problems, because it's almost like a microcosm. It's like right away, I'm like, oh, what's your problem? And let's brainstorm solutions.
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm having. I just
this is the there's an old lady and she's standing by the side of the road, and then the Boy Scout comes and takes her by the hand and like lovingly guides her across the road, and they get to the other side, and she says, "Thank you, young man, that was very kind, and please can you now take me back because I didn't want to cross the road." Right. So this is coming out of love. I want to help you. I want to support you. I want to care. I've got this knowledge, this expertise. You don't have to suffer, right? It's coming from compassion, right? Is that right?
Yes, it's coming from.
No.
Yeah, it's coming from love, and.
So what?
Yeah, but I am aware that I need to respect somebody's autonomy to make their own decisions about their own life and their own problems,
Yes. Now, this is the double bind, right? So because they're two different states of consciousness, they're trying to do two different things at the same time. That's what the clash is. So let's address one first. This is the one that I want to help. This is the essentially the feeling that comes up if you don't help, right? Which is, the reason I'm motivated like this is because I can't bear to see you suffering, right? Right. This is internal. This is the bit where we're doing it for us, not for them, really, right? It's, if you're suffering, you're causing my suffering, right? So this is the bit that relaxes that turns a demand that you follow my medical instruction and help to an offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to what emotional feeling comes up when you think about not helping or being that refuse that help. Like there's an energy right behind, I want to help you. If you just did this, you'd be fine, right? And see if we can tolerate the feeling of suffering that comes up, being able to tolerate seeing suffering in the world, right? And what's happening on that front. What is the emotion that comes up when you think about not helping or them not receiving this help? The flip side, the helplessness that we feel.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it maybe plays into my background where I've been traumatized before by other family members who have been in a severe health crisis and been like and been in a life or death situation.
Yeah. So let's do this. Hold the TOT pose, because I want to go at the level of pattern rather than specific content, and I'll show you what I mean. Put one hand on the back of the head, thumb and ring finger on either side of the nose. right? Thumb, you can take your glasses off if that's easier. Thumb and middle finger in the center of the forehead, and take a breath. And this may or may not be you, but I'm going to do it in general for everybody here, right? Which is often the reason this is a premise, which is the reason we can't tolerate not helping when we can, is because there was some moment when we wanted help and we didn't get it. So it's unbearable to tolerate I need help and it isn't there. So take a breath, and even the words don't matter, just whatever arises. All of the origins of this can heal, release, and be treated now. The tension, the internal struggle, the conflict arising in relationship to this. And rather than jumping into action, see if another way of helping is you abiding in loving presence, loving witnessing. For times and places when you were on the other side of this. It's usually some version of I can't bear to see it when. And then breathe. And it doesn't mean you're not going to take action, it just comes from a different place. And it's more likely to be accepted actually by the other. Okay, and then just gently relax your hands. And we'll just check where we are, just stroke over the top of the head like this. Right. And just let's see if just some of the internal tensions and things relaxed or not. What did you notice? Let's be really much more general than that.
Well, I noticed thinking, oh, that's an interesting idea, and kind of, thinking back on my life and not really coming up with anything specific.
That's okay. So what do you notice just in this moment, sitting here?
Just, I feel pretty peaceful and just open to new ideas.
Okay. So now think about here's what we're checking for is, let's say you offer this thing to somebody and they refuse it or they won't allow it. So we're just going down that strand for a second. The feeling that comes up now, the question is, can we tolerate that? Right. That people are making. So this is how to get to your other value, which is how do we let people make their own choices in their life, even when it's ridiculous, stupid, not even helping themselves, etc., etc. Right? So just breathe. And the first thing we're doing is seeing if we can tolerate, bring some equanimity to that, some balance, right? And compassion. Because then we're off, whatever we're offering is from a different place. It's for them rather than for us then more. Make sense? Yeah. What do you, and it only counts when you can actually, it feels different rather than theoretical idea in the head. So what are you noticing?
Well, it's still a little bit theoretical, I'd say.
That's okay. So give me the uncensored version. I can't believe, why wouldn't you just listen to me? Why are you suffering? There is this solution. I know what it is. I've studied it for 20 years. What is that side?
My current state is how can I have, what can I ever say or even have a conversation with you when everything I do is perceived as an intrusion? I can't seem to improve the sense that that person is being listened to.
Here, I'm gonna. Are you okay if I'm a bit more direct with you? I don't know you too well. Is that okay? Right. So, okay. So essentially energetically, the way you had it before of the kind of the demand, that is